Hello, nice to have you join us on Newsroom series, reaching you live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus will be on the southern region of the country. We start off in Rivers State, where the impeachment move against Rivers State's Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu has suffered another setback as two more members of the State House of Assembly have withdrawn their support for the process, calling instead for a peaceful resolution of the political crisis in the state. Barile Nwako, who represents Akana Constituency 1, and Emilia Amadi of Obiagbo Constituency 2, made their positions known barely 48 hours after two other lawmakers announced a similar decision. Although the legislators maintained the governor and his deputy may have breached constitutional provisions, they said their change of stance followed interventions by respected leaders and stakeholders who appealed for restraint in the interest of peace and stability in Rivers State. With the latest development, 4 of the 26 lawmakers who initially endorsed the notice of alleged gross misconduct have now distanced themselves from the impeachment move, signaling growing calls within the Assembly for dialogue rather than confrontation. The Rivers State House of Assembly is expected to reconvene plenary on January 15, 2026, as attention shifts to how the leadership of the House will navigate deepening divisions. Now, the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has announced plans to commence payment of compensation to those whose properties are on the right-of-way for the Bori-Okrika Road and Bridge project in River State. The NDDC Executive Director, Finance and Administration, Boma Iyaye, disclosed this in Ibifaka Polo Community in Borikori, Port Harcourt, during the inspection of the Borikori alignment of the project.
This is the 3.6-kilometer Borokiri-Okrika Road and Bridge, a legacy project of the Niger Delta Development Commission in River State, which is expected to connect the coastal Okrika local government to Port Harcourt, the state capital, when completed. It was first awarded in 2012, but suffered setbacks largely due to contract variation, changes in NDDC administration, and ultimately funding challenges. In 2025, the current NDDC board re-awarded the project, which led to the commencement of work on the Okrika alignment. Even this small victory suffered another challenge, as the Borokiri alignment is yet to commence. Residents blame the setback on the delay in the payment of compensation to property owners said to be on the project's right-of-way.
This is a plea, and we are begging the NDDC. Since 2013, they have been here before, talked to our people before they left. And if you check the cost of things and now, the difference is too high. We are pleading with them. If you check most of the houses here, they're abandoned houses because people don't pay rent to the landlords again, and it's bringing poverty and everything to our community. We are begging them for them to facilitate the payment so that people will leave the environment for them to come and do their job. And because right from the beginning, we have been assisting them. If you check without the payments, we are still begging them to come and do the needful.
To address the issue, the NDDC Executive Director, Finance and Administration, Boma Iyaye, is visiting the Ibifaka Polo community in Borokiri, Port Harcourt, for an on-the-spot assessment of the Borokiri alignment. He assures residents of the disbursement of compensation funds to pave way for the commencement of work.
I've asked the director in charge of this project. He says that the estate valuer has submitted the bill for compensation. So immediately I get to the office today, we will look for the file and treat it immediately.
Meanwhile, some youths of the region under the aegis of Niger Delta Ethnic Nationalities Youth Leaders Forum are backing the current NDDC board to deliver more development projects like the Borokiri-Okrika Road. At the press conference in Port Harcourt, the youth leaders condemned calls for a change of leadership at the NDDC.
It is insulting for impostors to call for the removal of a managing director who is transforming the NDDC. Dr. Samuel Ogboku has revived confidence through completion of abandoned projects, strengthened stakeholders' engagements, Align NDDC's work with federal government priorities. Restored credibility by pursuing transparency and accountability. To call for his sack is illogical and a direct assault on Niger Delta aspirations.
When the project reaches its completion, the Borokiri-Okrika Road with 3 bridges will link several coastal communities to Port Harcourt, reduce traffic congestion on the Eleme axis of the east-west road, as well as reduce travel time from Okrika to Port Harcourt.
Delta State Governor Sheriff Ugborodo says state governments now have greater financial capacity to execute people-oriented projects and critical infrastructure, stressing that the focus must remain on developments that directly improve lives. The governor made this known in Ugeli as he flagged off the construction of the Ugborodo flyover, a major project aimed at tackling traffic congestion along the busy east-west road corridor.
The Ugborodo community in Ugeli Delta comes alive as residents gather to witness the groundbreaking for a flyover many describe as a relief to commuters. For years, the Ugborodo junction has been a major bottleneck, with commuters often spending hours in traffic. And this is why the locals applaud the initiative while asking for more.
In view of this rapid development, Ugeli North earnestly desires a good network of internal roads to complement the flyover project. We therefore humbly request for an approval of a 10-kilometer road to be equitably distributed to cover nearly all parts of the local government area, as most of our internal roads are very dilapidated.
Addressing the crowd, Governor Sheriff Ugborodo gives details of the costs and expected completion date of the project that is expected to reduce congestion at one of the city's most notorious traffic points.
The road will serve as alternative access route during the construction period of 12 months. Because I have to call Julius Berger to tell them, look, we can't keep this road for more than 12 months. This place assures us, if you want us to give you more job in Delta State, you must complete this job in 12 months.
He acknowledges that state governors now have more money to provide developmental projects to the people, insisting he will continue to improve the lives of the people.
At this time, more money are coming to the states. I am not the governor that we hide. What am I going to hide for? It's coming from somewhere. So some people to hide. There's no money. There's money. Use the money. I am using the money. Use it in your state. And we are using it here.
The symbolic groundbreaking draws cheers from residents who see the project as a turning point for the area. With several other infrastructure projects on the way, the Delta State government says it remains committed to translating increased financial resources into tangible development that improve the daily lives of its people.
Edo State Governor Senator Monday Ugborodo says the recent unrest in Ekpoma was not a students' protest, but a criminal act by non-students exploiting the Ambrose Ali University environment. The governor, who disclosed this on Tuesday following a meeting with the Student Union government, ordered the release of innocent students arrested during the incident and assured AAU-SUG leaders of the state's commitment to protecting students and restoring peace in Ekpoma. Governor Ugborodo linked the unrest to a group identifying as Ambrose Ali Comrade Community and vowed to bring perpetrators to justice, regardless of political affiliation.
Contrary to popular claims, the protest was not organized under the aegis of the Student Union government or the National Association of Nigerian Students. It is quite pitiable that most persons who want to link what has actually transpired to the student community. So we are here to officially debunk that students did not organize any protest. So
I've met with the student union president, AA, and we had a lengthy discussion. Just as I keep saying, this really was not their protest. It was a group called Ambrosali University Comrade Community. These are people that are no longer students. They're just hanging around the school. We don't know what they are doing there, just to permit trouble. So we'll see how we put an end to that. Look at the market they burnt 2 nights ago. So these people, they are just here. People are using them. I don't care whether you are a politician, you are not a politician, you are using people and you are involved in planning such evil, destroying our land, destroying our economy. So we'll not accept. We'll go after these people and we must make sure that we bring them to book. So I want to let you know that I have nothing against the students. School is not even in session.
Primary healthcare centers in rural communities across Cross River State are recording increased patronage by pregnant women following the introduction of the Mama's Kit initiative. The program, initiated by the wife of the state's governor, is aimed at encouraging safe deliveries and reducing maternal mortality, especially in rural areas.
For years, many expectant mothers in rural communities in Cross River State avoided hospital deliveries due to financial constraints, distance, and lack of basic delivery materials, and opting instead for home births. That story has now changed, as facilities that once recorded low turnout now report increased antenatal attendance and more hospital deliveries. Health workers confirm that pregnant mothers are increasingly accessing primary healthcare centers in rural parts of the state, a shift they believe is leading to improved maternal health outcomes. The trend changed with the introduction of the Mama Kit initiative, which provides essential delivery and postnatal items at no cost, alongside cash gifts from the wife of the Cross River State governor.
Governor Basio too has tried very well, and just of recent we got some bags from the wife. That is Mama Kits and the antenatal bags that they have just brought to us to encourage our women who are coming for antenatal and those who come for delivering, so that they will be fine and they will have that encouragement to come to PAC to deliver.
For new mothers, the assurance of care for them and their babies influenced their decision to deliver in state-run health facilities.
Many mothers, some of them now, as I'm talking to you, some of them, they say they will go and remove their family plan because the gift inside is too much, that is half of the bill that we pay. If you want to go and buy those things from the market, it's half of the bill that you pay. And even the items that she put inside, those are the items that we'll go to the market and buy. Then we'll come and give to them so that they will use it for us when we want to deliver.
Wife of the Cross River State governor, Eyowan Otu, says the program is focused on dignity and safety for all women.
The traditional birth attendants, what I did was to actually plan for a training for them so that they don't feel that you want to, but to train them so that they'll be more professional at what they are doing, and then also give them these bags that when people come, they don't send them away that you didn't come with anything, but they always have this handy to attend to people who just, I don't want to say stray there, because till tomorrow, you still have people who don't believe in going to the hospital. So in order not to discourage them completely and to avoid high mortality rates, so we rather train them to be more professional in what they're doing.
The Mama's Kit initiative continues to redefine maternal care in rural Cross River State, restoring confidence in public health facilities and giving expectant mothers a safer path to childbirth.
You're watching Newsroom series live on Channels Television. Still ahead, we'll bring you more stories from the southern region of the country. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Akwa Ibom State government has commenced this 2026 ministerial briefing exercise, aiming to review ongoing projects and enhance service delivery. Governor Umo Eno inaugurated the 2-week exercise at an enlarged executive council at Government House in Uyo to allow commissioners and heads of agency highlight achievements in 2025 and their projections for 2026. The interministerial briefing is an annual exercise at the beginning of every fiscal year to ensure the successful implementation of the budget by ministries and government parastatals. Some of these projects for 2026 include over 60 priority projects alongside ongoing road construction and directed regular briefings by commissioners. He emphasized 2026 as a year of action and results, warning against excuses and urging proactivity.
We want to consolidate on our achievements in the last 2.5 years, and we want to continue to tidy up on what we have started. This year marks the beginning of the political season and our continued drive to demonstrate to our people why their support is essential so we can complete the full circle of the projects and reforms we have initiated in the last 2.5 years. I urge you to use this time to give full account of your ministries, including staff strength, your achievement in 2025, your plans for 2026, not only as it is in the budget, but in alignment with the Arise agenda. So I therefore urge all of you to return to your strongholds, to mobilize our people, to register in the INEC portal and our party e-registration. This year marks the beginning of the political season and our continued drive to demonstrate to our people why their support is essential so we can complete the full circle of the projects and reforms we have initiated in the last 2.5 years.
Now, the loss of Bayelsa State's deputy governor continues to draw sympathy from across the country. Today, those who shared his office and understood the weight of his responsibility arrive in Yenagoa, not as politicians, but as colleagues and friends, to honor a life they say was defined by service and character.
The Forum of Deputy Governors of Nigeria is at the Bayelsa State Government House in Yenagoa to commiserate with the Governor, Doyediri, and the family of the late Deputy Governor, Senator Lawrence Erujapo. The delegation is led by the Chairman of the Forum and Deputy Governor of Enugu State, Ifeanyi Osai, alongside his counterparts from Akwa Ibom, Benue, Delta, Edo, Ebonyi, Imo, and Rivers States.
All our colleagues who are here to commiserate His Excellency, we plead with all of us, let us not devalue the service that Lawrence gave to Bayelsa and to the people of this country with sketchy scriptures that does not represent in true essence what Lawrence stood for.
As a mark of solidarity, the forum makes a 50 million naira donation to support the Erujapo family and the funeral arrangements. Adding his voice to the tributes, the president of the Joy Youth Council says the loss has left a deep void in Bayelsa and the wider Ijaw nation.
Our presence here is only to convey that deep sense of loss and pain that the entire Ijaw nation bears in the occasion of the sudden departure of our beloved deputy governor. It will be difficult to have a deputy governor that will step into the shoes and help you achieve the mandates Bayelsans have given to you till the end of your tenure.
Receiving the delegation, Governor Doyediri calls on Bayelsans to reflect on the lessons of the moment and to honor the late deputy governor through service and humility.
All of us should be prepared and be braced that one day we will all answer that call. And that is why whatever office we hold, we should know that we are holding it in trust of the people, be it in government or the offices that you are holding today. So let it be service to the people. Today we can all do this because the late Deputy Governor used his office to serve the people of Bayelsa State, and indeed Nigeria, as the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Bayelsa State is still in mourning for a deputy governor they describe as calm and cerebral, who served Bayelsa State with affection and dedication.
The Ugborodo Community Management Committee has appealed to the Inspector General of Police to urgently investigate and prosecute those responsible for the killing of a community indigent, Emiko Onwaje, who was reportedly shot dead on December 20th by suspected assailants the community says are unknown to them. Speaking during a press briefing in Ugborodo community in Warri Southwest local government area, the committee's spokesman, Eyingo Benson, alongside APC chieftain Ayiri Emami, expressed concern that the suspects are still at large and called for their immediate arrest, insisting that justice must be served for the victim and his bereaved family.
Following this tragic incident, the UCMC formally petitioned the Inspector General of Police and the Assistant Inspector General of Police. We acknowledge that the Inspector General of Police directed the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 5, to investigate the matter and ensure perpetrators are brought to justice. However, despite these directives, the pace and depth of action taken so far have raised serious concern. Despite glaring physical evidence, eyewitnesses' accounts, recovered weapons and materials, forensic samples already in police custody, key suspects remain at large, and more troubling, their sponsors have not been invited for questioning.
My appeal to the federal government and the Inspector General of Police that those culprits, those involved in the killing of Emiko Onwaje should be brought to the book. Up to date, I'm aware the community and some of us did all the effort to ensure that the case was reported at Madao Police Station, which is Escravos, and the shoes not to turn up after killing Emiko. But we are pleading with the federal government, the state government, the Inspector General of Police, the AIG, the Commissioner of Police, to ensure that these people are brought to book.
The Nigerian Navy says it's poised to reduce incidents of pipeline vandalism, crude oil theft, and illegal crude oil bunkering in the Niger Delta this 2026. This was made known at the Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder in Port Harcourt during the flag-off of Operation Delta Sentinel. Speaking, the Commander Task Group, Rear Admiral Suleiman Ibrahim, said the operation would run for a year with a 90-day renewal period.
Gathered at the Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder jetty in Port Harcourt are naval personnel, sister security agencies, and stakeholders in the oil and gas sector. They are here for the launch of Operation Delta Sentinel 26.1, an operation to secure oil and gas facilities in the Niger Delta region, which replaces Operation Delta Sanity 2, which fought many battles and recorded several wins.
91 wooden boats, 1,379 dog beasts, 702 rooms, 411 reservoirs, 121 storage tanks, and 7 vessels were arrested or deactivated, alongside several other items and equipment used in the construction and operation of illegal refining facilities. These figures clearly demonstrate the operational intensity and effectiveness of Operation Delta Sanity 2 in degrading the infrastructure of crude oil theft and illegal bunkering syndicates.
Commander of Delta Sentinel, Rear Admiral Suleiman Ibrahim, who also doubles as the flag officer commanding Central Naval Command, reveals that the new operation will run for a year and will be deliberate as well as technology-driven.
Operation Delta Sentinel will run for a period of 1 year with a 90-day renewal. Today's ceremony marks the formal transition from Operation Delta Sanity 2 to Operation Delta Sentinel. This change underscores Nigerian Navy's resolve to strengthen its operational posture, consolidate on the gains already achieved, and respond more effectively to the evolving nature of maritime, offshore, and riverine security threats in the Niger Delta.
He is decorated before ceremonially flagging off the operation, after which he conducts guests around some of the specialized equipment to be used for the operation. The Navy does not have the powers to prosecute suspects apprehended during these operations, but Admiral Ibrahim reiterates that it will work with prosecuting agencies to make sure no criminal goes unpunished.
The Navy, as you rightly said, does not prosecute. So we arrest, we investigate, and then we move the arrested culprits to these agencies to take to court. Now, what we do is, there is this relationship, we follow up. We try to find out when people are handed over. From time to time, we ask for the status of the case to ensure that nobody goes scot-free.
Some highlights of the event include tactical marine displays by the Navy's Special Boat Service and air assets. Operation Delta Sentinel seeks to significantly improve the nation's oil production capacity by securing oil assets in the region. Charles Oporum, Channels Television News.
And that's where we'll drop the anchor in this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiu. Enjoy the rest of your day.